Okay, so you got Secret Agent, you have no Synchronized Swimmer. Your late game is Invisible Imp, She's Cutter, Gondola. What the heck is this deck? What is this? This is, wow. What's going on, everybody? This is Fry. So today, finally, we're doing the zombie strategy decks. This will be part one of the video, and I'm actually going to go in the proper order of the heroes. So we're going to be starting with Super Brains and then Smash. You go down. It's actually the real order. Infinity, Rust Bolt. We're going to be doing Boogaloo and Brain Freeze. I'll do the first 6 heroes, and thank you so much, the real Fry
All right, so
for cheering it up.
Guys, it's the real Fry. So today we are doing more tier lists.
Exactly.
This will be the zombie one.
See,
So
he knows exactly what I'm going to say word for word. That's how the stream goes. You guys know I don't really have anything original to show you guys anymore. It's just all very predictable. But anyway, I'm going to be going through the tier list. Now, I've been getting a lot of suggestions from people. Fry, can you try to fix the decks? And thank you so much, Aiden, for subscribing. Welcome to the Family. Can you try to fix the decks instead of just critiquing them and telling them what pieces of trash garbage they are? And I do that. I mean, I really did do that in the first 2 videos, which were about the plants. And I definitely plan on doing in these videos. Maybe you guys would like to see me actually play like with the before and after. So I did a video which people really liked of the before for the plant decks, trying to play with the worst ones and actually trying to win one game. So that was fun. So maybe I'll do something like that, but instead it'll be like before and after photos. Maybe with the zombies, I'll do like the worst decks and then play them after I've fixed them up. Some of these decks, though, have such a bad premise if they're going to be an F tier that there's no way to actually fix them up other than hitting the delete button. But anyway, let's just start with Super Brains, and we are going to be going in with a hit home. Plant Heroes Beware. This fast strategy deck, oops, aggro, puts anti-hero zombies like Mini Ninja, oh, this is a bad idea, Space Pirate, and Walrus Rider, oh, watch out for Walrus Rider, into position to hit hard, thanks to a little help from Smoke Bomb and Pogo Bouncer. So you're setting up your leprechauns in this deck. Such good aggro card. You have 2 Chimney Sweeps, all right? Mostly Mini Ninjas on ones. It doesn't seem like you really have much to play on turn 1. Never play Mini Ninja on turn 1, ever. I don't think there's any opportunity to ever do that, ever. So you're really going to be playing this on 2 with Smoke Bomb. So you have an aggro deck with no turn 1 play, unless you happen to get one of your 2 Chimney Sweeps. For that reason, I would probably run several more, even 4 Chimney Sweeps and no Leprechauns. But anyway, I know they compete for the Heights line. Okay, this is actually a legitimate aggro card. I like the bonus attack. Toxic Waste Imp. I probably would go Fishy Imp for an aggro just because the extra 1 damage really does make a difference over time. Line Dancing Zombies. Ooh, Pirates. You got Pogo, which is fine. You got 2 mixed up Gravediggers I would run 4 instead of this piece of trash Walrus garbage. But you got a couple. This actually is not a bad deck at all. This deck is much better than I thought it would be from looking at line 1. I think the Smoke Bombs are very legitimate. I mean, it makes your Line Dancing Zombie survive an extra turn. Obviously, if you're running cards like Mini Ninja and Space Pirate, they'll definitely come in handy, and they work very well with the Cowboys as well. Actually, very little I would fix of this deck. I would change Leprechaun into a better 1-drop option, and I would switch this to another mixed up Gravedigger. Maybe add another environment somewhere because it's only the 1, but this is fine. This is okay. Ooh, that's actually a decent one. I think for, I'm thinking B or A. The only reason I would put this in A is because I feel like for a strategy deck, it's actually really good. I think I'm actually going to put this in A because as far as strategy decks goes, I think this is great. Maybe in terms of the types of decks you can make if you're actually good at making decks. Wow, Fry, you're such a snob. I don't think this is exactly A, but for a strategy deck, I'll give this A, so it's fine. Otherwise, it would probably just be in... It would be in B. Next, Plundering Pirates. Oh, please have Headstone Carver. Whoa! Okay, they put in Buried Treasure, which is a little bit of a noob move in a pirate deck since you're mostly running a lot of gravestones, so you're not really going to be able to have things to cover this. I think people make this mistake of thinking this is good in a pirate deck. It's not a tempo card, so 1 costs 2/2. It's actually very anti-tempo to cover this because you lose a lot of stats. You lose a whole 1-cost card that turn that you cover it. So this is not good. I mean, it's okay though. I mean, if they don't have an answer to Buried Treasure on 1, then Swashbuckler becomes a lot better on 2. Thank you so much. Whatever your name is.
Expansion. I am praying to our and Jesus.
Whatever his name is. Thanks for 6 months. That's right. Set 5, guys. It also is very good with Swashbuckler because, again, if they don't have an Ansted Buried Treasure, then this will grow to a 3/3. Maybe I should actually be running Buried Treasure more. It's also very good now that I think about it with Monkey Pirate, because if you can actually hit their block meter on turn 1 with anything, which 2 damage is about as much as you're going to get anyway, the Monkey Pirate is way better on turn 2 because then it steals block meter and actually gives you yourself some charge. It basically turns this into a bullseye. Maybe I should run Buried Treasure. All right. Not taking any points off. Smoke Bomb's fine. Bonus attack is fine. They have all your 4 Swashbucklers. You got your 4 Flame Faces. This is a little bit odd. I would run Line Dancing Zombie or Stealthy Imp instead of Imp Pirate. Those are things that are just going to be doing a little more damage, but this is okay, and it can give you a little bit of card draw. I can't, like, you know, completely disqualify it. Got your removal cards. You got a little bit more aggression. It is a pirate. 4 copies of Instead is a lot, but I'll give you a pass since you don't have any other amphibious minions in this deck. I guess you have some late game. So here we're running Shield Crusher Viking, Gondola, and Plankwalker. These are okay. If you're able to establish your field the first 4 turns, I think that this line is okay. What would be better is because you don't really have much in terms of a good turn 4 play, and you don't really want to be using your Instead to cover one of your other cards, unless maybe it's Buried Treasure. I would just be running Pogo mixed up Gravedigger, which is how I run, you know, which is how I do the end game for the pirate decks. You can go Pogo mixed up Gravedigger and then Viking or Plankwalker, whichever one you want to fill in the last couple of cards. Really, you don't have much space anyway. So yeah, the only thing it's really missing is Pogo Mug, but otherwise this deck is, I mean, this is amazing. This deck could kick some serious tuchus here. I like it. I'm actually, because this is a strategy deck, I'm putting this in S tier. And for budget players, by the way, this is the deck you should be making for zombies. Headstone Carver, cheap pirates, craft your flame faces, and if you can craft some pogos and mix up gravediggers, you're gonna win. You're gonna hit Ultimate League every single thing. So again, as far, I would make this deck better with Pogo Mug. So thank you, Sir Manicor, 38 months. But at the end of the day, what they're running is valid, especially at Flame Face. I mean, this becomes a very powerful card if it can even strike through one time. You know, not everyone's going to have an answer to it, especially once you're growing your pirates and stuff. Especially once you have a rocketable minion in the amphibious lane on turn 4. You know, which really absorbs the Shamrock and then opens you up for Shield Crusher. Maybe that's a reason to run this instead of Pogo, so... not a whole lot I would change in this deck, and this deck you could definitely hit Ultimate League with this deck. I mean, easily actually. All right, next. Wow, Super Brains is doing pretty good so far. What's this? This is gonna be PhD in Zombie. It's a scientific fact that Sign zombies work well together. Want proof? Put Kite Flyer, Drone Engineer, Gadget Scientist in the fight together and watch the plant foe fall. So this is going to be a Science Gravestone deck because we're running 4 copies of Headstone Carver. You got your 2-drop Gravestones, which is good. I don't know about these Cosmic Scientists. You got your 3-cost Gravestone. So the advantage of this is that it's a Gravestone. I personally would run Wormhole Gatekeeper instead on turn 3. It's just a much better stat card. It's also Bullseye, works really well with the Gadget Scientist, but that's just me. This is fine though. This is fine. The Gadget's fine. This is a little bit of a joke. They're running Plankwalker as a science card, but it's a fine, you know, finisher. This doesn't work at all. Transformation Station, what the heck are you going to leap in this deck? Electrician? What are you going to leap? You're going to leap Interdimensional on 1, leap Environmental 2. I mean, it's not horrible. If you can leap your Gadget Scientist, if that doesn't finish them off, you can leap into a 6-drop. It's not horrible. It's not horrible. What other environment would I really run? Laser Base, I would run. Yeah, Laser Base would definitely be better for this deck. But at the end of the day, the Shark having a few late game options in case they're able to control your early game is okay. That's valid. You know, I will probably go a little harder on the early game, but really, Super Brains, they don't have many ways to add attack anyways. So you're running a ring 4. This is okay. If you happen to get these to survive, the Gadget Scientist becomes ridiculous. I would run Helicopter. Helicopter and bonus attacks instead of this late game. Helicopter would definitely be better, because then you could just play your Helicopter as a trick and then him with the Gadget Scientist and do 12 damage there. That's a much better finisher than just throwing in a science deck than just throwing things at them, hoping they survive, and then hoping your Gadget Scientist is in your hand as well. This is pretty good though. Damn, this is good. I'm so impressed so far by these zombie decks. I wonder if I'll give this an A. Is this good enough to be an A? Again, the late game's okay. I wouldn't change that much about this deck. Cosmic Scientist, it's valid. It's valid. I'll give this an A too. Screw it. I'm I'm thoroughly impressed by the zombie decks so far. They're definitely better than the green shadow decks. Easy peasy. You guys are saying B and A? B and C for this? No way. I think high B maybe. Again, in terms of decks in this game, I would give it a B, but in terms of a strategy deck, that one was easy A, in my opinion. All right, Super Brains, what is this? Ready, set, draw. Super Brains is fair and generous, giving both players extra cards with regifting zombie and wormhole gatekeepers. Of course, if you bounce all of your opponent's plants, they will have more cards than they can possibly play. So this is their take on a mill deck, originally composed by Tryhard. So you're running some early game aggression. This used to be good Leprechaun when it had 2 pots of gold, now 1. It's not really good. But so you're running aggro for the first 2 turns. I don't know why Barrels is in this deck. Then you got your Nebulas and your Brain Vendors, which are good. You kind of want to like mix up Gravedigger, the Brain Vendor, in order to be able to have an extra bounce. That'll give you the 3 brains when it pops out of the gravestone. I would run 4 backyard bounces in this deck for sure. You're running 1 copy of Zombot Stomp. We did this deck with like 3 copies. This is an okay deck, so you're trying to mill them, and Pogo Mug. Pogo Mug could carry this deck. You just mill them with Regifter, and Pogo Mug, you're bouncing all their cards off the field. You do have guys, they don't have guys, they don't have blocks. It's sort of a recipe for success. This is an okay mill deck. I'm not really happy about the Fishy M's. And what would I run in the early game? I forget what my mill deck is. I forget what my what exactly my. I think I'll actually just head right over here and show you guys my mill deck. I'm gonna search for it. I think it's it was called the. This is like the what are those? This was my version. If you want to see it right here. I ran Excavator. Oh, I ran Leap and Bad Moon Rising. Aggro's probably actually more competitive, so this was more of a fun deck. It was called the what are those? But anyway, let's go back to our tier list. This ain't bad. This deck ain't bad. Pogo Mug. This deck could win a lot of games. I'm putting this in A. Screw it. I'm optimistic today. What can I say? I'm optimistic. I think that deck could do well. I would even venture to play a few games with this deck. I think we could win a whole lot. But anyway. No, for real. It's good. Deadly bonus. What the heck? When is a bonus attack more than a bonus attack? When it's a jar. When it gets deadly or strike through from Barrel of Barrels or Laser Base Alpha. Gargantuar Mime makes your bonus attacks hit even harder, while Parasol Zombie protects the team. All right, so you're starting off with Random Imps, Spam. You got Dr. Spacetime, so you have a little bit of Conjure. This seems really out of place in this deck. I would run Buried Treasure for sure with the Spacetime. It's good synergy. You're running some of these. You got Deadly Chickens, which is never going to work. I explained that in the sneaky tier list. It's just very hard to get this on the field, and then it survives, and then you deadly it, and survives again, and then it gets in front of a minion. All those things happening are very unlikely. You can stick this into Laser Base. That will work sometime. Now we're running Mustache Monument. What is the Mustache Monument even for, though? Mustache Monument doesn't seem to be good with anything. It'll draw you a card with Spacetime, so it's 3 cost, do 1 damage to your opponent's face, conjure a random card that costs 1 less. It's not worth it. Mechasaur, maybe, but there's only 1 copy of Mechasaur. Here's your bonus attacks. This is also not a good weighted Mime. I guess you can protect your Mime. I mean, turn 4 Parasol, turn 5 Mime, turn 6 Electrician or something bonus attacks, and hope everything goes well. This is okay. I don't know if there's really enough card draw to really activate your Raiding Raptors. I don't think this deck is going to win a lot of games. I think they're going for a good strategy, but it's... The Mustache Monument is just a mistake here. I think you also need a little more late game. How about Trickster in this deck? This is like C or D. So it's not going to win a lot of games. I'll give it C. I think the concept is good and the execution is extremely poor. Moving on to Smash. Furry Friends? Okay. It's Furry Fiends. That's way better. Oh, I was going to put it in F. Now I think I'm just going to put it in S. Just for the name. Furry. I don't have anything against furries. I love furries. No, really. Furry fiends are your friend in this strategy deck. Pump up Cat Lady's power with pet lovers. There's too many P's in that sentence. Like Dog Walker, Turkey Rider, and Cosmic Yeti. Wow, you're running dog instead of squirrel? You're running Thanos Yeti? Wow, this is a great synergy. It's Cat Lady, Thanos Yeti. Guys, Cat Lady, Thanos Yeti. Toss down Octopussy, oh my gosh. And Camel Cross for a zoological zinger. All right. So this looks like a pretty typical like budget pet deck. You're running Turkey Rider. Looks like my pet deck back from 2016, to be honest. You have a little removal. Got some old-fashioned environments. These Yetis are not good, though. You got to build tempo and build some aggression. You can't be running Yetis in this deck. Maybe Chungus Yeti is fine. Maybe add some flag zombies to justify that. This is just a really low-tier budget pet deck. The Octopussy's a bad idea. This will work 1 out of every 5 games in a pet deck. Squirrel, I mean, if they're running nuts, it's fine otherwise. You can, on the low level of the game, this is actually a decent budget deck, so maybe I'll give it some points as a budget deck. I mean, just get rid of all them. I'll just get rid of the legendaries, so you don't need those, or this. Having a little bit more power would be fine. Maybe a couple more Area 22s. At the end of the day, at a high level, though, this isn't really gonna get it done. I'll give this a solid C because again, high level, it's not gonna be competitive, but low level, it's a pretty solid budget deck. Maybe I'll even give it extra points for being budget. Nah. All right, this is actually one of the only strategy decks I don't have complete because I'm still missing a copy of Big Chungus. I think Baby Fry deleted one copy, and I just never made one because I don't ever run Big Chungus in a deck. But anyway, unleash zombies that get a boost out of defeating plants. It's move synergy. Place Vampire and Overstuffed Zombie into Black Hole. Whoa. To ensure that they always have a meal at hand. Or play Bidome Botanist to spawn a light snack. Okay, so you got your Arm Rustlers, your Botanist, Black Hole. I would run, that's a lot of environments though. I'd just run 4 Black Holes and get rid of these. You're running some move synergy. You definitely get rid of the run Sumo. Don't run Terrify. Come on, guys. You're running Big Chungus. This is a cool idea, Frenzy. So this also, you know, gets fed cards. This kind of is good if you feed it cards. You can protect your guys. A random Undying Pharaoh, a random Locust Swarm, a random Vitamin Z, one random meat spray. So first of all, there's a lot of little stupid stuff in this deck. Second of all, this idea is not very good. Like teleport Vampire, you know, kind of works. This deck could probably win a few games. It's kind of a mess. I don't think Big Chungus in a deck like this is even good, really. It's not enough stats. This is okay. Should I give this C? I'll give this D. I really, honestly, this idea doesn't actually work, even though it's kind of cool in theory. But it's not completely useless. Gaggle of Gargs. Oh no. The biggest and baddest wade into battle with the strategy deck full of gargantuar power. Gargologist helps you play bad boys like Defensive and Supernova Garg and Wannabe Hero even faster. Okay, so you're running Black Hole into Gargologist, which I like because that at least gives you a chance at getting these out. You're also running some 5-cost Gargs, which again will help you play on 3 if you're pulling off some turn 4 combo with Nibble or with your Smash Superpower. I guess Smash Power you can even do on 2. That could work. You're running a lot of Gargs. You're running like 1 Wannabe Hero, 1 Zombot, 1 Nurse. I feel like the curve needs to be a little bit lower. I think get rid of the Wannabe Hero. Maybe the Nurse and the Zombot are justifiable. So you have a little removal, kind of scanty removal. You have like the 1 heal card. I don't know why. I have no idea why Cyborg Zombie's even in this deck though. So you can control in case you don't get a Extinction Event's better. You're running 1 Alien Ooze, 1 Slowkiss Swarm. It's a cool idea to run Black Hole into Gargologist and a bunch of Gargs. The problem is if you need 3 cards in your starting hand, that's almost never going to happen. It happens, even if you hard mulligan for that, it happens 1 out of every 4 or 5 games. So I don't. You can crunch the stats at home if you feel like it. You have nothing better to do. I guess this is just to stall. It's not useless. I'd have a hard time putting this in the same as those two decks. So I'll just put this in D. It's just meh. Secret Agent Man. Oh yeah. Secret Agent may look unassuming, but it lets you play your best when played zombies a second time. Only bigger. Replay Cosmic Sports Star or Intergalactic Warlord to give plants a nasty surprise. Guys, there are a lot of good strategies with Secret Agent, but that is not the one. It almost seems like this deck is actually made well because you're running 1-drops, Secret Agent, and Synchronized Swimmer. I mean, this is one of the better, it's not reliable, but it's one of the better starting strats in this game. You do not want to be scooping up Cosmic Sports Star. The ability that it gives you the second time, it's not worth replaying this for 3. Maybe Electrician, because that gives you a 5 damage bonus attack. That's better than conjuring something. Yeah, guys, scooping up Warlord is a bad idea. Just play another Warlord. Why would you scoop this stats off your field and then replay it again? I mean, once out of every 20 games, that could actually be a good idea, but that's not what's going on here. Play your 1-drops, scoop it up, hit him with the cheese on turn 3 with a big card and Synchronized Swimmer. That's good. You got some follow-up. You got 2 going virals. There should be 4, but that's fine. Cosmic Sports Star shouldn't even be in this deck. Warlord, you can justify just for some late game in case they Doomshroom you. It's okay. Get back into the game. Chum Champion is just, I don't even know what this is doing. This is stupid. Then you're running Slocus Swarm. Like, they had they had an idea, but they missed a boat in the description, and then they screwed it up in the late game. But anyway, I think this deck could actually win a bunch of games with the Secret Swimmer combo, and that's why I'm reluctantly putting this in C. Even scooping up your Sumo, by the way. This is, like, way better than these two, because it's cheap. If you want to see any of my Smash Secret Swimmer decks, just type those 3 words into YouTube, and you'll find them. This deck is a great idea with no actual practical deck building skills at all. Alright, Lord of the Vampires. I don't know. Almost every zombie in this deck has Frenzy, so Ancient Vampire makes all of them into vampires. I explained in the Beastie class tier list why this is a horrible idea. The chances of you having a minion, and then... Oh, they're not even running Going for All. They're just running like this. So you can play your Interstellar Bounty Hunter on 4, and then play this on 5. Maybe that's a good idea. You can sumo things in. You got Cheese Cutter. Let's see how this deck is in terms of its merits. Black Hole pulls powerful plants position, so your Dread Dragoons can drain them dry. Is Energy Drink Zombie? I wish there was, instead of Black Hole, there was Hunting Grounds. Would have been amazing in this deck. Maybe I should try this. Hunting Grounds, Vampire with Interstellar Bounty Hunter. I don't know. There's a bunch of dumb cards in this deck like Octopussy, King of the Grill, and Wannabe Hero. This is just not going to work. These cards are just going to get shamrocketed before you're able to pull anything off. Fry Red Blind? What happened? Black Hole pulls plants powerfully into position. How am I blind? Wrong deck? Oh, did I put the wrong one in here? Oh, you guys are right. Sorry. There. Everything's fine, guys. Thanks for the correction. Thank you. I misordered them, so I just threw it in. Is everything okay now, guys? Is pieces restored? Do we have some tranquility going on in the chat right now? Great. Wonderful. Let us proceed. Okay, so it's a Smash Vampire deck. It doesn't have Hunting Grounds, and it has Coliseum. Ugh. I don't know what I would even do to fix this deck. I'm just sticking this in D. Sticking your mom in D. Wow. All right, let's keep it going. Move on to Infinity. I got my hopes up here. Infinity is a very easy deck, easy hero to make decks for. I have some faith that they're not going to completely screw this up. Oh no. Oh no. Imps run amok. Imp Commander makes the most of tiny terrors like Toxic Waste Imp and Mini Ninja. They've made every single deck explanation a tongue twister. Toxic Waste Imp turns your team deadly. And when you need to free up some space, you can always send them on a final mission. Okay, so Imp spam. Mini Ninja's a mistake. It's just never going to survive. It makes horrible trades. Doesn't do enough. Imposter Imp Commander Toxic Waste Imp is okay. I like the Quasar. I don't mind the Fishy Imp. Now I'm just hiccuping. Calm down, Fry. It's not that exciting. And you got some of these. I'm not really a big fan of Stupid Cupid. This deck needs Pogo Mug and to get rid of some of the stupid stuff like Cannon and Mini Ninja. I think with Pogo Mug, this deck could be alright. Without Pogo Mug, this deck is below average. Come on, man. Stop hiccuping. But anyways, is going in C. Swab the poop, are you kidding me? It doesn't even have Swabby in it. It doesn't even have Swabby. Alright. F tier. Next. Pain in the deck. Alright, F tier. Next. Moving on to all your baits. Fine, I'll actually take a look at these stupid decks. What is this? Whoa! This is a top tier pirate deck. Where's Pogo Mug? It's fine. Sail to the high seas. Who knows what you'll find in the buried treasure. Arr. Wow, this deck is amazing. They're just running all the turn 1 pirates, particularly Conman and this guy, into all the turn 2 pirates. Again, this is a mistake. Barrel of Deadbeards has no business being in this deck. You got your bungees though. You got your Flame Face. I need to take care of these freaking hiccups. I would definitely run a couple more 3s. And I would run Pogo Mixed Up Gravedigger instead of basically all of these cards. But this deck's actually amazing, so it's going S. This actually is probably the best strategy deck right here. For real, if you're talking about win percentage, this is actually the holy grail of strategy. Again, it has a whole bunch of stuff. It has like stupid stuff like Imp Throwing Guard, Gargantuars, but it's a strategy deck. That's what we expect. This is the one. This is the best strategy deck, I think. This is amazing. You can kick ass with it. I still, every once in a while, when I'm feeling like just kicking someone's ass, I'll just play Infinity Pirate, my version. You can find that on YouTube, which it's 75% the same. 80%. And yeah, it's really, really good. It's kind of overpowered. All right, we'll check out this one. Pain in the deck. Oh my gosh. Get ready to put Firework Zombies. Painful Blows. It's a powerful use. Wow, I'm so mature. Play him with Barrel of Deadbeards and Newspaper Zombie to trigger their abilities. The reason that's not a good idea is because by the time this takes day, first of all, it's useless by itself, so it's relying on another card. And then even if you have that other card, first of all, if it's just Barrel, it's very hard to activate. So you have Fireworks, so you just spent your turn 3 on a play, which is really a 3-cost 3/3 zombie, so it's not good. So you made a bad turn 3 play only to make this good. Second problem, you've sacrificed 2 whole turns in order to make one strategy. And at the end of the day, after you've done all that on turn 3, a 5/3 is not that good, because anything then with 3, any plant with 3 attack, including Bonk Choi, kills this. Berry Blast kills this. Even a 2-drop kills this. You put 5 brains worth of stats into something that is easily countered by a 2-cost card. That's the reason this is not a good idea. I don't know what this imposter, just throw cards at them. Here, just throw Quasar in there. Chickening, sure, I mean, you're splashing, so finish them off with chickening, and you got some of these. There are some good splash decks. Splash Guards, you can find that for it's actually the most viewed video on the whole channel. when Garg throws Zombots. There are some good splash decks, but, you know, Zombot with fireworks. This isn't going to win a lot of games. It's a decent idea. I'll give it D because it's not useless, but... Sorry, that wasn't the right one, was it? This one? Pain in the deck, there. Alright, we did all your base. Wait, where did this one go? I feel like I'm out of order again. Here, we're doing this now. Space Nin... Wait, what did I take out of... Didn't we have one that's an F, though? We have nothing in Bucket Boy yet? Okay. Space Ninja loves to hide in all sorts of exotic environments, so you're... okay. You're running 7 No, you're running 9 environments. For Ice Pirate, for freaking Space Ninja, this is a bad idea. The reason, again, I'll just reiterate, the reason this is bad in Laser Base Alpha is because you're spending 5 brains and several turns on a combo, which is countered by a Banana Bomb or a Berry Blast. Or any environment also counters it. So that's why that doesn't work. Place Abracadabra in Moonbase Z in order to overshoot. Okay, let's just take a step back and look at what this deck could actually do. You're playing on 1, you got a Dr. Spacetime, which is a good card. You can maybe pull off Abracadabra, you can Spacetime into one of these environments, which is okay. You hit him with the cheese. I just don't think this deck actually has enough power. Maybe it's good. It's too many environments, too. Has a couple of random Frosty Mustaches for some reason. We did have one game the other day where the Space Ninja in Laser Base completely wrecked me, but I didn't get any environments. I wonder if this deck can win some games. Really actually wondering myself. I kind of like it, though. Like, if you can really be putting threats on the field every turn that they can't really answer, and you're getting more and more ahead with Abracadabra kills something, I don't really see the turn 2 threat. I guess Spacetime on 2 into Abracadabra on 3, because then they have to go after the Spacetime. And then you can hit them. Now they go after this. You hit them with the Tomb Raiser. They go after the Tomb Raiser. You hit them with the Binary Stars. I think that could work. You could win some games with this. It's not really good, though. I think I'll put it in C because I'm actually not sure how this deck would do. I'm guessing this deck is going to do horrible, but I think there's a significant chance that this deck is a lot better than I'm giving it credit. So I'll give it the benefit of the doubt and put it in the C. All right, Sugary Chicken. Hey, I didn't know there was a deck called Sugary Chicken. I thought I made that up. Maybe I did. Zombie chickens and fire roosters move around, so they're hard to block. I didn't get that name from this deck. I definitely made a deck called Sugary Chicken one time. But anyway. Give them Sugary Treat and you'll be piling up fast. 5 or 6 points at a time. Barrel of Barrels lets Fire Rooster destroy plans whenever it moves. The reason this did not work is because it was too susceptible to field clear and small removal. The Kabloom Heroes, Spikeweed Sector, Galactic Hack, there were so many things that just screwed the strategy up really, really badly. That's why, again, putting a chicken and then it moving around the field and then you start pumping in more and more attack. You know, the other thing that counters it is just Shamrocket. Shamrock, you've invested 2 cards and it's countered by a Shamrocket. Same thing, Fire Rooster. Now it's 2 cards and 4 brains, and it's countered by something with 3 brains. I feel like if Shamrocket was not a thing, if it costed way, way more, decks like this maybe could work. I see the Dr. Spacetime. You got the Raptor. This deck really isn't bad. Cowboy, 4 Gondolas. I would go 4 Cowboys, 2 Gondolas. The Cowboy is a much better card. You have Deadly Fire Rooster, maybe. I don't know what this Ducky Tube. It's not a good card. Bungees. What would I actually put in this deck to make it better? Maybe some more solid tempo options so you're not relying too much on your Sugary Chickens. Just get rid of this and put in Pogo Mug. You'll be fine. It'll be fine. I think this deck is a nice idea. It's just Shamrocket ruins everything in this game. This is not a bad idea, and it's actually put together pretty well for what they're trying to do. I'll give this a B. Let's go. Next, we're halfway home, guys. Roast Bowl, good sport, good sport. Put sports into the field with a strategy deck that features all-star zombie defensive end sumo wrestler. Give these athletes the support they need with zombie coach and team mascots. So you're running 4 mascots, 4 arm wrestlers, 4 sumos. You got a couple dumb stuff like, I don't know, Pool Shark. I don't think this is a good card. But anyway, you got, this is okay. I like Brain Vendor together, particularly with coach or with mascot. There needs to be a 4th coach though. Dude, get rid of this one mountain climber, which is a piece of garbage, and your Heights Lane is usually being absorbed by your team mascot just so it doesn't die to Spikeweed Sector combo on turn 3. I feel like you need black holes instead of Nebula. Nebula does, I think, nothing in this deck, like literally 0 things. You'll ramp up to Warlord maybe. Turn 3 and then do this on turn 4. It's not a bad idea. I don't mind that. I don't mind a little more removal. You should definitely at least have a second rocket. You don't actually need all this late game. I would get rid of these. And you need, the main thing this deck is missing is going viral. Ooh, if the deck had 4 copies of going viral instead of running trash, I would have put this in S. But without going viral, this is not making S. Because you really, again, you can build up all your stats, and if you're just stalling until turn 6 and 7 and 8 and not doing enough face damage, the plants will have a way to come from behind and Captain Combustible your ass to the Ice Age. So, yeah, no. I think they have the right idea, though, and I think this deck for budget players could win a decent amount of games. I'll put this in B. I feel like with going viral, it almost would have made S. Going viral and a little bit less dumb stuff. Hail to the king, baby! No teleports. Ugh. Turn 2 Flag Zombie plus turn 3 Brain Vendor equals incredible synergy. It's okay, you're only running 2 Flag Zombies, though, not enough 1-drops. If this deck had a few more 1-drops, you at least have a second way of using your flag. But no, the combo gets you a 5-cost zombie like Shield Crusher Viking on turn 3, which is not even that good, by the way. Warlord is much better because it has carryover. Shield Crusher just dies to Shamrock. Get zombie synergy out there early too, and turn weaker zombies into a powerful force. So it's a teleport king deck. You actually do have 3 teleportation zombies. I would run some teleports as well. I don't think there's any room for cards like Shield Crusher and All-Star Zombie in this deck. Regift, there's just a bunch of dumb stuff. I don't mind. I think the leaps are good. Get rid of the nebulas. Run some more teleports to be able to activate your king. If you can teleport a king onto the field, especially with Brain Vendors, that's actually a very good combo because the Brain Vendors give you kind of like a free shot. I would also add a few more 1-drops in order to combo with Flag Zombie. I think you actually have a pretty good deck. Get rid of bonus attack. Don't really need Weed Spray. Don't even really need Warlord in this deck. So I would just get rid of all the dumb stuff and add in some teleports and some flags and some 1-drops if you have room for it. But anyway, there's also no removal in this deck. There's no... I didn't even see the 3 Battle Crew yet. Get rid of these. Add in some Rocket Sciences. You're really going to get screwed if they have any big cards because there's no... You just have Rust Bolt Chop Power. That's actually a huge downside to this deck. That you're doing a slow strategy, which is Teleport King. You have no going virals also to activate your Knights. So you have to leap them. You're not even running leap. You're only running Transformation Station. So this deck actually doesn't have a way of winning is the problem. It actually has no way, and there's no going virals. So I feel like what they were trying to do with this deck is okay, but there's a bunch of done stuff, and the main thing is there's no win condition. There's no actual way this deck wins. There's no going viral. You need your guys to go face. You're stacking guys in the field and waiting for them to combo you. Unless you luckily, over the course of 2 turns, this is a slow way of getting Zombat. You want to leap something into Zombat that turn. You don't want to just be relying on Transformation Station that after the attack phase already happens, now you get Zombat. It's a lot less valuable that way because they've already made a bunch of trades. So you're missing the main thing you need in this deck. Honestly, this is going in D. It's like such a great idea, but there's no way to actually win games with this deck, so you're going in D. I mean, you'll win a few, but I'm literally not putting in F just because the idea and a few of the cards they put in were really good, but there's no way of actually winning games with that deck. Going viral, dudes. Pharaoh's Curse. This is the ultimate late game control deck. Get control early with Beam Me Up, Landscaper, and Weed Spray. Okay. Draw extra cards to pull ahead. Shut the door on plants with tons of Undying Pharaohs to stay alive. Cheap Trickster seal the deal. Okay, so it's a Trickster deck with Undying Pharaoh. I accept that. You're running interdimensional zombie in a trickster deck, like run more Rolling Stones. Run more than one black hole so your Rolling Stones and your weed sprays and your flicks are all better. Got some rockets, only 2. You're running this instead. Like, get rid of escape through time. Stupid. Beam me up's good. This is okay. Triplication is garbage. You can get rid of the chemist. Undying Pharaoh without... Well, you have teleports. You could use some mustache monuments in this deck for the trickster, too. At the end of the day, on a low level, this could actually win a lot of games. On a high level, there's just... It's not actually a good enough control deck, including the fact that you don't even have enough Rolling Stones for this to be that good. I feel like this could win some games on a high level, too, though. Oh, there's just so much... I almost want to put this in A, but I don't think the Undying Pharaoh is a good idea, either. Which is kind of what this whole deck is built around. This is a trickster deck. This is not an Undying Pharaoh deck. And it doesn't have Mustache Monument. I'll put you in B. I'll put you in B. That deck could win a lot of games. At the end of the day, it's a trickster deck, and it has tricks in it. It has tricks, guys. It's amazing. Has science gone too far? No such thing. Placing genetic experiment next to interdimensional zombie is a public health hazard for plants. Boom. Be prepared for a huge blowout when you surprise your opponent with Zombot Battlecruiser 5000. Running 4 of them in this deck. Okay, so it's a science Rust Bolt deck. You have 2 rockets, got a little bit of field clear, you got very decent ones. You can even spam this on the field, hope for the best, and then him with teleportation zombie on 2, it takes pressure off of it. It's not bad. It's okay. Drone engineer. This combo also works. Just 1, 2. It's okay. If this trades evenly, it's okay. I should do this more often. So you got some decent 3s. I have Warlord in this deck for some reason. I don't think this is very good. And then Battle Cruiser. Deck's not bad for a science deck. Again, I don't really know what you're doing with Transformation Station other than the interdimensional zombie. But anyway, this deck's just fine. It's just fine, actually. None of these cards are really bad. There's no card in here that's just horrible. I'll give this A. I think again, I wouldn't suggest, I think there's going to be a lot better decks. Going viral would be very useful for this. Even just bonus attacks. Helicopter is way better than Battlecruiser in this deck. Way better. 1,000,000 times better. But I think this deck could win some games. And for a strategy deck, it's pretty good. Alright, going viral. What's this? Combo Stomper? Ooh. Is this a... What did we call this deck again? The Stompedon Trickster. We called it a... what did we call it again? It was called a... It was called a... It was called a... It was some play on being a... Stompotism. Thank you, guys. Stompotism. Okay, use Zombology Teacher to make your cheap tricks free and draw a ton of cards. So you're running 4 teachers. You got some cheap tricks, which I feel like more sugary, healthy treats would be better than escape through time and stuff like that. And draw a ton of cards. Okay. I would not run Kite Flower, just run 4 going virals. All those cards help Stompedon and going viral make your army truly enormous. I don't mind seeing a Paparazzi in this deck. You got 4 Tricksters. You also have Thinking Caps, which are not only good for the mid-game like turn 6, but you can also combine it on turn 3, even with a Teacher if you've buffed her up with a treat. I would run more treats, though. Super important. You got Teleport, Stompedon, Trickster. This deck is good. This is actually... I'm not going to say this is the holy grail of strategy decks, but it's not bad. Could use a couple more going virals. And I feel like 3 Hardy Treats would have put this in S. I don't know if your teachers are really going to be able to survive and going. I feel like 3 more of these and 2 of these, I would have put this in S. It's not bad. I think I'll put this in A. I think this is a solid A. It's a trickster deck at the end of the day. For a strategy deck, this is pretty darn good. Next, we're moving on to Big. Dance, Zomvolution. It's probably a song. It's probably a 70s song, which I don't know. Unlife of the Party. Revolution. Unlife of the Party aerobics instructor and flamenco zombie reward you for playing a lot of dancing zombies quickly. Disco knots give bullseye to your troop, making their attacks nigh unblockable. Meaning now? Now. Yeah. Is Headhunter in this deck? It's so close. You gotta run Headhunter, dude. Get rid of some of this garbage and put in a Headhunter. You don't even need Conga. You got one of these. You're running. Oh, man. They missed the boat with this one. I don't know if this is enough aggression to make it work. Aerobics Constructor is very, very, again, hard to pull off, because if you're doing it on turn 2, that means what did you throw on the field on turn 1? So they didn't answer. If they answer your Disco Knot, this is just by itself. Even if this makes it past turn 2, it never makes it past turn 3. So if you're very, very lucky, this will buff up one card besides itself once, which is not enough. Yeah, I haven't put anything in F tier yet, which is pretty good for the zombie stuff. You got 4 flamencos. This deck is not made well. I don't know how you're gonna win games with this. It's just not powerful enough. There's not enough damage here. You need Headhunter. You missed the best dancing card. Remember I used to think Headhunter sucks? It's not horrible. I'll put in C. I'm just putting in C because I don't feel like looking at that deck anymore. Next! Raining cats and dogs. It's raining cats, dogs, and chickens. Oh yeah, Cat Lady and Zookeeper give massive bonuses for playing a swarm of pet cards. Even pet tricks like Locust Swarm. Not a good idea. Plus they're running 2 Octopussies in this deck. Electric Boogaloo's Twist, including powerful pets from the crazy class like Abracadabra and the Chickening. Yeah, not very good in pet decks. Is this a crazy card too? So you're playing aggro. You're running this instead of Lunchbox, which is insane. Why would you run Yetis? Just run Lunchboxes. They're so much better. Here you gotta play a whole card that doesn't give you any tempo in order to get the Lunchbox. You're running Hippity Hop. Oh my gosh. These don't have pet synergy. You just want smaller cards. If your Zookeeper made it, you don't want to be spending your whole turn playing one 5-cost pet card. What are you replacing with this? The Orca? It's not a good deck. Even as far as pet deck goes, it's not a good deck. Where's Squirrel? Why are you running Octozombie in a pet? This is not going to win games. Even for a pet deck, it's not that good. I'm putting it in D. It's a bad strategy. Pet Boogaloo, like Pet and Morticia, you can pull off, but Pet Boogaloo, it's not that good. Plus, even for what it is, it wasn't made very well. No Escape. If you instantly destroy every plant you ever see, what's left? A losing opponent. This deck destroys little plants, big plants, and everything in between. Firework Zombie opens your barrel of Deadbeards. Nurse Gargantuar sweeps up the ashes. Alright, so you're running Control. I would run maybe... Where's Bungee Plumber? You're missing the main early game control. 0. We're talking not like they ran 2 or 3 and brain farted. They ran 0 Bungees. They only are running 4 1-drops in this deck, which I don't mind the Trappers. I think that's good, but it's got Barrel Fireworks. You got this, which is okay. This is okay. You have 1 Piano. This is a good card, actually. Chickening I can't argue with. Don't run Soldier Boy as a control card. It only poorly controls what they played last turn. Does nothing that turn. This is how you lose. Locust Swarm. If the early game control was better, that you could pretty much have like a guaranteed thing, they're only going to have 1 card. I feel like the Locust Swarm would be manageable. There's also no late game in this deck. There's just nothing. You have 1 Garg Feast, which I feel like that's where this deck would have gone. Even See, this is the deck where Octozombie would have been okay. But there's just no... You're controlling into nothing. I mean, if you count Supernova Garg as a late game card, you have 7 late game cards. Control Boogaloo's fine. They screwed up the early game, they screwed up the late game, and the mid game is not even that great. This deck has some merits, but it can't win games. You're not going to win just by tossing Zombat on a losing field, which you will be losing. This is bad, guys. This is bad. This is not a good control deck. You're missing the best control cards. No Fruitcake either. You don't want to run Fruitcake. This isn't good. This is not a good deck. There's no finishers. Just run some Garg Feast at least and pray that you'll be able to control them for that long. You're controlling into nothing, into the vast expanse of nothing. D. It's going in D and it's staying in D. Your mom's staying in D. Astromancy 101. The powerful Quasar wizard conjures you random superpowers. So what? Even ones you can't normally play. Use secret agents to play them again and again. I have had some success with secret agent. Secret agent Quasar. I should bring that back. I think I'm going and writing that down in my deck ideas right now because I think we had that idea and I never really made the deck that revolves around it. Secret agent Quasar. And you just run that with your whole secret swimmer combo. Okay, nice idea, but what else are you running? Then turn on the pain with binary stars. So this is fine. What else would I run on turn 1? Squirrel would be better. You know what I mean when I say squirrel, I mean Fraidy Cat. So running 2 of these, Quasar, Space Ninja, then a crap ton of way too many environments. Then you're running Surfers. Every card in this deck is cringe. Like, you're running binary stars for what, though? Like, what did you play on turn 4 that makes binary stars good? An amphibious minion? That's the wrong direction. At least run freaking Bounty Hunter. Then you're just throwing Gargs at them until they die, which is not going to work. Oh my gosh, this deck sucks. You know what? This deck's going to win 0 games. How are you going to win a game with... There's no big removal either. It's not like in the late game, if they play a big card, you say, hey, Fruitcake, that guy out of here. You can't win with it. All right, we finally have it, guys. Might as well have been OTK Bucket Boy. F. Horrible. What the heck is that deck? There's nothing happening there. You keep bouncing Quasars off the field into what? Nothing. Into losing. Look, I bounced it twice because there's only 2 secret agents in that deck. All right, raid and upgrade. Tennis Champ and Quasar Wizard make special effects when played. Once the effects are done, it's the perfect time to upgrade them into evolution zombies. What are evolution zombies? You got Gizzard, you got Cheese Shover. Oh my gosh, these are not good. Okay, so you hit him with the cheese. You got some con mans, got some eggs. This is pretty good. This with Cheese Shover. The reason Cheese Shover is not a good card is because it controls what they played on turn 3 and does nothing, doesn't even address turn 4, except for putting a 4/3 on the field, which is not good. Same exact problem as with Gizzard. It addresses what they played the turn before, and now they have all this sun to wreck you and play something better than you controlled. That's the problem. It's called Last Say. You're running one goat, you're running Quasar into, oh my gosh, and you're running just a Zombat at the end. This deck has no way to win. There's absolutely no way to win with this deck. You're controlling them poorly into no late game. And you really, I mean, this is your removal card. You're controlling them exceedingly poor. Okay. All right, Boogaloo, you did it. We finally did it. Bucket Boy. OTK Bucket Boy. Might as well. It's just, they just threw a random Zombat in there like, whoo, that'll do it. That'll give this deck what it needs. Might as well add Zombat. But anyway. Please stop spamming in other languages. Keep it in English. If you want to give a little shout out to your homies. Your homies from Russia. Hello! Like, you can give them one of those. But just please don't spam in other languages. Thank you. Appreciate it. All right. Vampires want to suck... your chlorophyll. All right, I think this one's going into S tier. You'll find tons of ways to pump up your vampires to take over the game. He don't speak English? He don't speak English. See ya. You'll find tons of ways to pump up your vampires to take over the game. Maybe permanently banning him was a little too harsh. I think I'll turn that into a timeout. All right. Toxic Waste Imp, Imp Commander, and Loudmouth among them. Didn't draw a Vampire. Other imps jump in with fake bangs. What's going on in this deck? We're sucking chlorophyll. I kind of like lost my concentration when they started sucking chlorophyll. See, it's an imp strategy in the early game and a very poor one with 3 imp command. Okay, so it's an imp deck. It's an imp deck. You swarm imps. I don't know why there's a secret agent in this deck. Secret Agent Corp, guys. This is what we have to do. Secret Agent Corp. Okay, I'm writing that down. This is a great idea, guys. Secret Agent Corp. We've never tried that before. That's a 5/5 strike through. That's like a horrible idea. But anyway, all right. So what else have we got? What else you got on? Imps. You got some maniacal laughs. I think this deck could pull off maniacal laugh because you're swarming with a lot of these cards they don't want to remove and you're buffing things up. There's a couple dumb stuff in this deck. You're also running one. I would run a couple more graveyards, which actually are not bad because they buff your Corv, they buff your Cowboy, more importantly. Got smoke bombs. This deck's actually decent. I thought this was going to suck with Vampire. I mean, the Vampires aren't good. You actually get rid of the 3 Vampires. That's probably the worst card in this deck. But having imps and pretty high quality cards and cards that keep your guys alive, decent environments, and hit them with the Maniacal F. This deck could win games. Not the greatest. You really would rather go like Pirates into Maniacal. But I bet this deck could win a whole bunch of games. I kind of like the Secret Agent Core. I think just for Secret Agent Core, I've been putting this in A. This deck actually could win. First, again, I wouldn't run this deck, but for a strategy deck, it's actually made really, really well. Considering what they were trying to do. You must cut your hair, Fry. Yeah, I'm overdue for a haircut. I'll probably get one this week. Brain Free. Okay, pets with cold noses. Brain Freeze commands an entire zoo. Cat Lady and Zookeeper reward you for your aggressive swarm, while Area 22 and Locust Swarm punch through. They don't explain which turn you should be swarming on, which is usually the problem in pet decks. There's no good turn for that. But you are running goats. Finally, you're running a deck with goats. You got this. I don't really like this card in general, and I would much rather have Fraidy Cat than Zombie Chicken. And I hate Orca. I like this Rooster, though. They always run 1 copy of Yeti and 2 copies of Thanos Yeti, which is just stupid. Just get rid of those, put in some more Cowboys. Maybe a little more finisher. You have your Frenzy. You have your 1 removal card. Maybe some Maniacal Laughs to finish off opponents would be good. You'd have to, like, start on turn 3 and then swarm on 4 with your Cat Lady or Zookeeper. I think that's how you do it. There's no real way of controlling until then. Maybe you just throw this on the field just to stall. I guess so. On 2. This will also control some turn 1 plays, like Forget-Me-Nots and Shroom for 2. It's not bad for a pet deck. Pet decks aren't great. It's not that bad. The only real dumb thing is the Ducky Yeti and the Yetis. The Ducky Tube and the Yetis. It's not a good deck, but for a strategy deck, I think I'll just give this B. Because if you play really, really, really smart, you could probably win some games with this. Next. High Seas, High Jinx. Impish Shenanigans. Led by Imp Commander, keep the plants off guard as you buy time. For the mighty Zombot Plankwalker to enter the fray. So, so it's Imp Swarm into 3 Plankwalkers and Pogo Mo. Woo! Okay, get rid of this. This is nothing here anyway. Just get rid of that empty card. 1 Smelly Zombie. I won't kill you for 1 Smelly Zombie. It's fine. The heck is that sound? I hear like a bird. Do you guys hear that? Okay. Nibbles, Plankwalkers. This is okay. I would add like 1 or 2 more environments instead of some of the dumb stuff. And I would add two more, get rid of the 2 Locust Swarms and put in two more mixed up Gravediggers. And then this deck's great. I think Imp Swarm and a 4th Plankwalker also. I think Imp Swarm into Plankwalker is fine. This deck is not bad. This deck is really not bad. This deck's really not bad. There's a couple dumb stuff, but it's not enough for me to take too many points off. I'll give this A. You Imp Swarm into, again, not the most competitive way of doing it. It would be way better to run Pirates, but they actually don't have a Pirate Brain Freeze deck. Too bad. What's going on? Someone raiding? All right, let's go. Smoke and lasers. Incoming message from Laserbase Alpha requesting zombies with frenzy to vaporize intruders and any plant heroes be hiding behind them. So the idea is to combine frenzy together with strike through. The problem is there's only like there's only 6 frenzy minions in this. Stupid. That's not there's only 6 frenzy minions and 2 of them are Octopussy. So, okay. This description is, I don't know if I'm gonna try to see if there's any value in this deck at all, but this description is BS. This is some BS. What the heck is this? It doesn't even make sense. This doesn't make any sense. You play Laserbase on 4 and then you play this into it on 5? Is that the strat? And that's what you're basing the whole deck on? Okay, so you have good cards, okay cards, horrible, good, bad, fine. I don't know what Thanos Yeti's doing in this deck. Then you have Chungus Yeti. And this isn't Chungus Yeti. This is Frozen Yeti. And then just random Supernova. This has no way to win. There's no win condition in this deck. You're not going to win by lobbing an Octopussy after you've already lost on turn 8. What is the point of this deck? This doesn't make any sense. There's some good cards here, but what is the point of this? These are really the only 2 good cards in this deck. The rest is just trash. Wow. Sorry. Sorry, Smoke and Lasers. You get in the big F. OTK Bucket Boy. That was so stupid. All right, here's the last one, guys. Secret Saboteurs. Get rewards for hitting your opponent with cheese color. Dr. Spacetime, Ducky Tube Zombie. That's a lot easier when you pump them up with Secret Agent and clear the way with Extinction Event. It's not easier when you pump them up with Secret Agent. It doesn't make it's actually harder because now you spend 2-3 turns investing into. Okay, so you got Secret Agent. You have no Synchronized Swimmer. Your late game is Invisible Imp, Cheese Cutter, Gondola. What the heck is this deck? What is this? This is... Wow. How are you supposed to win one game with this deck? Explain this to me. You're just gonna have to basically play Zombat, Gondola, and then hope to get Plankwalker. That's the way. And hope that... Oh my gosh. We're putting it in OTK Bucket Boy. That's what I'm freaking talking about. What is this? This is nothing. This deck is nothing. There's nothing here. Anyway, that was part 1 of the zombie tier list. As you see, we got a whole bunch more coming up. We're gonna, the next time, again, be going through, starting with Brainstorm, down to Morticia, Z-Mech, Neptuna, and HG. That'll be on the next tier list video. Hope you guys enjoyed. I certainly did. Go make some good decks, guys. Go make those pirate decks I'm talking about. We did end up having the holy grail of pirate decks today, which I'm happy about. It's the Infinity 2 deck. Let's get rid of the card on the cover. I don't know. Barrel of Deadbeards. Hope you guys enjoyed. Peace. This is Fry.